Some dating apps like these claim you'll have a higher chance at finding love if you pay for their features. But should you? The dating app researchers and users we spoke to said these companies are doing ethically questionable things to get you to pay.
Is it right for these apps to use your desire for romance and love, to use your loneliness to make more money?
Jermaine, who researched Hinge and its algorithm for a year, agrees that some dating apps are designed to hook users. He says Hinge will use your profile photos to rank you based on your looks as soon as you join. Then he says the app will limit the amount of people it shows you that are in your same league to keep you frustrated.
I've heard from lots of people that they feel that right at that moment when you run out of your allotment of swipes for the day, the next person that you see is the most attractive person you've seen all day long on the app. That could be a coincidence, or it could be because these apps are using human beings as pawns to manipulate people to increase their bottom line.
We reached out to Hinge for an interview about these tactics, but they declined. Some people we spoke to said similar things have happened to them. They felt pressure to pay to find better matches.
One of them lines up 3 people that have liked you already, but if you want to message them and swipe on them, you have to pay.
Hinge and Bumble, I do think that they hold back a lot of the conventionally attractive people for those people that pay. It's scary because what goes into those decisions, who is deemed attractive enough to be the sparkly hidden match. Whenever I got to see the matches, it was always white people. I never ever saw people of color. So that's concerning in itself that an app is choosing what races are going to be more attractive than others.
The dating app researchers I spoke to said these companies are very secretive when it comes to sharing information about their algorithms. Jermaine calls them a black box because it's impossible to know how they work. And even though we have limited insight into these algorithms, he says it can change the way we act and how we think about ourselves.
The fact that we know that we're living our lives under the watch of an algorithm affects our behavior. If you think that the algorithm has decided that you're unattractive, it doesn't matter whether that's actually true. If you believe it, that's going to affect your feelings about yourself.
Now, when it comes to Tinder, take this 2022 investigation. It found that people in these countries who were older had to pay up to 6 times more to use the app's premium features than users who were younger.
Is that ethical?
Nope. And I think it's capitalizing on that pain point, that loneliness, or the need, the insecurity, or the desire, and making money off it.
Tinder ended this practice just before the investigation was published. So how much money are people actually paying for dating apps?
There are people who have spent thousands of dollars on dating apps because they've been on them for a long time.
I looked up the price of some basic subscriptions. Here's a weekly breakdown. But the prices can go way higher. Tinder Select costs $499 a month, and the League has a VIP option for $999 a week. All of that's in US dollars.
It's kind of crazy because what they charge for a month now used to be what they charged for 6 months when I first started paying for dating apps.
In the US, about a third of dating app users say they've paid to use them or one of their features. And men are more likely to have done this than women. Of the nearly 5,000 respondents, this survey found that people aged 30 and older are more likely to have paid for apps.
Presumably because older users are going to be a little bit more desperate, a little bit more willing to pay.
So is it worth paying for dating apps? Well, the people we spoke to say it depends on what you're looking for and if you're willing to spend some extra cash.
I feel like you definitely make better connections and it's a little less stressful. Most of the paid subscriptions already show you who's already swiped on you.
Who can afford paying for something extra right now in this economy? I'm just trying to pay rent. I can't pay for dating apps either.
Now, this Vancouver dating coach says paying for an app doesn't mean you'll find love quicker or easier. But she said if you actually want to pay, just stick to one app and pay for the first tier.
It's that sense of the more you pay, it gives the illusion that you're more committed, that you're going to find that person, or that the algorithms are going to be better fit for you. I think it's got that illusion of FOMO. If I don't do this, then I'm going to miss out on love, or I'm going to miss this opportunity. If I'm exposed to more, seeing more, I should be able to have better choice. And that's not always the case.
That's because having too many options can actually make it harder to choose.
You get access to so many more people, you stop valuing those interactions as much. There's plenty of fish in the sea becomes really real.
Haley says at the end of the day, it's not how much you pay for apps, but how your profile looks that might get you better dates. And it seems like soon AI and dating apps will help you with that. We'll get into it in the next video.